Today I want to show you how you can make a playable trading card game that is both simple to prepare and involves zero redstone. I call this game Triad Pets. It is heavily inspired by the Final Fantasy minigame Triple Triad. First, let me show you the cards. Each card has an attack stat, a defense stat, and a number of attack directions. The beauty of this game, and games like it, is you can store all the information players will need inside the name of the item itself. Now here I have used custom player heads to make the game. I'll link the website where I found these, and I have also used the name formatting station data pack to colour the different stats. But if you don't have access to either of these things, that is absolutely fine. You can just use mob heads if you have access to those, or even just different blocks for the cards. And you don't need colour in the text, so this game can be made completely in vanilla. So this is a 2-player game, and both players must select 5 cards before the game begins. Player 1 is squares. This means the card is not rotated. Player 2 is diamonds. This means the card has been rotated once. Player 1 first places down a card anywhere on the board. Player 2 will then place their card, and their card will attack in all of its directions. Now, cards can only attack cards that they touch, so a card all the way on the right side would not attack a card all the way on the left, even if it has a left arrow. But here we have a card that will attack. If the attacker's attack stat is higher than the defender's defense stat, the defending card is flipped. So here you can see the cod has an attack stat of 4 and the clownfish has a defense of 1, so it will be flipped. And in this game, flipped just means you rotate it. Now, you only attack your opponent's cards, you don't attack your own, but in a later turn you can attack a card you previously placed, if it now belongs to the opponent. You can also attack multiple cards in a turn, if your attacking card has arrows that face more than one of your opponent's cards. So a lot of the strategy in this game comes from planning which directions you want to attack from. Sometimes you may sacrifice a weak defense card in order to attack and reclaim it later on. And the way the game plays out, each player takes turns placing cards on the board until the board is full. At the end, count up the squares and diamonds to work out the scores, but player 2, diamonds, always gets a bonus point because they have a card left over in their hand. Now, if you do make this on a server, you do need to think about how players obtain cards. There's lots of ways you could do this. You could sell them in shops, you could give out free cards every week, you could run quests and missions that players need to complete in order to win cards. This season, I have tied this card game into the rewards of my fishing game. If you want to see more about this game, check out my last video. So, as people catch fish and complete bounties, they can get random, common or rare Triad Pets cards. I also gave everyone a free starter deck with the same 5 cards. I like to give everyone the same starter deck so that players can learn the game together and start to build strategies based on what they think their opponent might have. Then, once everyone starts earning their own cards, the game will blossom and get more interesting. Now, I've added a Google Sheet link in the description with all of the card stats for these cards if you want to use these exact ones. I've tried to create quite a balanced selection, but the game is new and quite untested, so no guarantees. Feel free to also use that as a template for making your own cards, and also feel free to use these basic concepts, item frames and named items to make a custom game of your own. Similar to how this game actually started as a complete copy of Triple Triad, where the cards have 4 numbers, 1 for each direction, and the same number works as the attack and defense for that direction. But now I have taken that concept and twisted it into its own game. Please let me know if you give it a try, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments.